Whoopity scoop. Whoopty scoopty poop. Whoopty scoopty. Scoopty whoop.
Meow.
Yep.
Are you ready for this history project?
Yeah, I think it's really exciting what we're learning because we live in such an unbiased and fair society. I can connect it to my life today.
Hold up. Do you honestly think that we live in a just and fair society where we all just sing like Kumbaya or something and ignore literally every part of U.S. history?
I mean, yeah, we live in Washington. It's the cultural melting pot of the United States.
I have so much to teach you.
Are you going to do it in the form of a rap music video?
No, this isn't Schoolhouse Rock.
Oh, I thought it might add a little bit of urban twist to it, you know?
This is going to take a lot longer than I thought, so I'm just going to jump in. At the moment, America has a pretty basic system. Keep whites at the top and people of color at the bottom. And this has been happening since the creation of the United States, but we're not going back that far.
Why not? Don't you want me to understand the full picture?
Fine. Basically, a whole bunch of white people came into Africa with huge-ass nets and kidnapped like millions of people and made them their slaves. It's kind of like Elmer Fudd during rabbit season. But fast forward, and slaves are liberated and can buy or do whatever white people can do.
Well, that sounds great. Is that where the story ends?
Not so fast. Black people thought they were free, but slavery was just replaced with segregation, which is basically the same thing. This is where the real story starts. Around this time, a white supremacist group called the Ku Klux Klan formed. Their entire purpose was to destroy whatever Southern blacks or Republicans had on America. They attacked many places such as black churches and killed a lot of their political leaders. They even wore white hoods and robes to instill fear in their victims, and they're actually still around today.
White people did that?
White people did a lot more than that. I mean, look at President Roosevelt. He basically created redlining, which was a tactic used in the government-sponsored homeowners loan corporation to feed money into white neighborhoods and at the same time take it away from black ones.
How does it work like that? It's not like they're directly taking money from black people and giving it to white people.
You're exactly correct. Primarily, white communities were given lower interest rates than black communities. The communities were mapped out, and those who were deemed inharmonious areas were outlined in red. Their interest rates were through the roof, and the communities were left commonly with little to no money.
Is redlining still going on today?
No, the policy was scrapped.
Then how does this apply to us today?
Well, if you look in most suburbs, you'll notice that they're a predominantly white community. White people were able to pass down their money to their kids, and the money basically didn't go anywhere. It's also less likely for a community to become racially conscious if there are no minorities in that community. Most of the black communities were not able to recover from redlining, and for that reason have stayed in their previous situation.
Could the rules of redlining potentially be switched or repaired?
It isn't very likely, seeing how literally every U.S. community and system is biased towards white people.
So you're saying Donald Trump could be rich forever?
That's what happens when you don't pay your taxes.
America, this is your president, Donald J. Trump. I would just like to say for the record before I begin that I am paying my taxes in full. There's no need to audit. There's no need to do any of that. And Melania, she's doing fine. She's the healthiest person on the planet. Doctors said so. What I came to address is the issue of racism in America. It's not a thing anymore. The Ku Klux Klan, total myth. Racism and white supremacy, they do not exist. The liberals are spewing lies against the United States, trying to dismantle the government. They are working against you. I, Donald Trump, have single-handedly dismantled racism in America. Thank you, America. I gotta go play golf with Rudy and Rush Limbaugh. This is a really interesting subject. Is there anything you know more about white supremacy in America?
Yeah, sure. I have a lot I can show you.
Awesome.
Alright, so let's talk about over-incarceration in America. Over-incarceration is virtually just modern slavery because they arrest people for petty crimes and then continue to overwork them and not pay them for the work that they do.
But aren't the people that are in jail doing the work because of the crimes that they did? I mean, they're serving the sentence, so it must be fair.
Actually, no. So towards the beginning, when they first started this, they would arrest black people for petty crimes such as jaywalking, just to get them in prison so that they could use them for free labor.
That sounds an awful lot like slavery.
Exactly. That's why it's modern slavery, meow.
But that doesn't make sense. The Emancipation Proclamation was released in 1865. Slaves were freed and slavery was abolished by the United States government.
Well, that's not exactly what happened. So, after they abolished slavery, it was basically America was looking down the barrel of an economic collapse because they got rid of all the free labor. They would have to start paying people. And because of that, even people who did support slavery knew that they were going to lose a lot of money. So then blacks started being put into jail by white people just so they could get free labor.
That sounds really biased and unfair towards black people.
Well, yeah. So basically when they were put in jail, the public thought it was just because they wanted to protect everyone, when really it was just for free labor, which is why they were arrested for petty crimes and not large crimes such as murder. Only one country has about 25% of all those incarcerated in the world, and I bet you're not going to be surprised by this, but it's the USA. Isn't that just dandy?
But that can't possibly be true. Everybody put in jail is put in jail for a reason.
A lot of people think that this is rightfully so, but black people only make about 12% of the population, probably less than that, honestly. But they make up the majority of those imprisoned in America, and virtually all over the world. And a lot of people do believe that they committed all the crimes they were put in prison for, but this is not completely true.
Huh. That really changes my perspective about incarceration in America. That's really shocking.
Yeah, it's not really true that black people committed all the crimes that they were accused of, and it was a really difficult thing in the black community, and it still continues to be. It's really hard to believe that black people committed all these crimes when the rate of crime has gone down, but the rate of incarceration has been increasing. The rate of crime has actually been at an all-time low.
But how is that possible? The rate of crime is going down, so the rate of incarceration must be going down with it.
Crime rates have gone drastically down, but over-incarceration, hence the over part, has increased by so much more than we could possibly understand. It's pretty crazy.
This really changes my perspective. I never realized that over-incarceration was such a huge deal in the United States. Thank you for bringing light to this subject.
Beat on the brat, beat on the brat, beat on the brat with a baseball bat. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh ho. Beat on the brat, beat on the brat, beat on the brat with a baseball bat. Oh yeah, oh ho. Oh yeah, oh ho.
My deepest, lowest stab.
It's not even in the camera.
What can you do? What?
America, this is your president, Donald Microphone check. Microphone check. Microphone check. I'll just irritate the whole class.